Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. Seafood mac and cheese is on the menu today. Here's what we need to make that seafood mac and cheese. You need elbow macaroni, make sure it's not cooked. Shrimp. Crab meat, that is crab meat. Some of it has been smoked on the grill. Cheese, white cheeses, you can use any kind of cheese you want to use, and that's okay. Butter, sour cream, milk, and seasonings. I'm using mustard powder, Cajun seasoning, and nutmeg. And you need a pan to put everything in that can go into the oven. All right, y'all know what I always say. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get to it. All right, so now the first thing we need to do is we're going to start mixing up the liquid part that the macaroni is going to go in. So, sour cream. First thing. Actually, I want to say, I don't have a substitute, but if you don't want to use sour cream right there, you can use cream cheese. I've used that before, so it will work. All right, milk. Any kind of milk you want. Whole milk, 2%, whatever kind of milk. Just as long as it's milk, it'll work out. All right, the dry mustard powder. So I'm going to get all this mixed up really well. All right, some nutmeg. Just a little bit. Just a dash, baby. It'll work. Cajun seasoning. All right. So as you can see, I'm eyeballing everything right here. But what you can do is you can taste this mixture. All right. So you want to take the whisk. You want to get this mixed up really, really well. All right, so as I said at the beginning of the video, don't forget you can use any kind of cheese you want. I just decided for this one to use white cheeses. Any kind of the lighter cheeses. I decided not to go with the cheddar and the Mexican mix or the cheeses like that. So I went with all of the ones that are whiter in color. All right. So, all right, you do want to give that a little taste. Adjust your seasonings if you need to. But we're using raw macaroni, so you want to make sure you got enough salt, but don't over salt this dish. It's not going to be good if you over salt it. Not going to be good at all. All right. You can put some garlic powder, onion powder, so feel free. Feel free to spruce up the flavor of your dish to the way that you would normally make macaroni and cheese, or the seasonings that you would normally use. That is a seasoned salt. Okay? Really good. So you see I'm getting it mixed up really well. I want to make sure. All right. Well, my little whisk is busy today. So I want to make sure the mixture is smooth, but you want to make sure that you the seasoning is going to carry over all the way to the end, because we're not going to come back and season this again. So when this goes into the oven, the macaroni and everything, before the seafood goes in, we will not come back and adjust seasonings again. So you've got to make sure here that you taste it, and that your base, this is the base of the dish, that the base has a great flavor already. So see, a little more seasoned salt. So that's what I'm talking about. A little more Cajun seasoning. You want to make sure, the last thing you want to have is a bland dish. You need flavor. You know what I say. Season every step of the way. But in this case, with this macaroni, the most important step for seasoning is this one right here, the very first step. All right, good enough. So the macaroni goes in. Do not cook your macaroni beforehand. If you do, your macaroni noodles will overcook in the oven. These have got to go in here raw. And that's why we're using so much liquid, is because it's going in raw. Now, I'll tell you something. If you cooked macaroni and cheese before, and you want to cook your macaroni, and you want to cook this base before you put it in the oven, you want to thicken it up and stir it up a little bit on top of the stove, you can make it that way if you want to. I prefer this method for this seafood mac and cheese. So there is another way to do it. Always more than one way to skin a cat, right? Yep. So if you want to do it that way and you don't want to wait for the macaroni to cook in the oven, that's fine. It doesn't take that long though. You'd be surprised at, you know, the amount of time that it actually takes for this dish to get ready. All right, so we're going next with cheese. So you can see I'm off on the side opening that cheese. All right, so I got a 6 cheese blend here, an Italian style 6 cheese blend. So get that. This is gonna be so damn good. Ooh wee, baby. I'm trying to work quickly because I'm hungry. I rarely cook hungry, but I'm hungry. So I'm trying to hurry up with this. So all right, check out that. Take a look at it. So you put that cheese in there. Watch that. It gets a little bit thicker. See that? Yeah, it gets a little bit thicker on us. All right, scrape down. Keep all your goodness down in the bowl if you can. Check that out. This is about to be so good. All right. A little bit more milk. I just felt like right here it was a little too thick for me, so I went with, that's about another I would say that's about another 1/3 cup of milk that I put in there. So because I put milk in there, you know milk is going to dilute the seasoning, so I'm going to put a little bit more of the seasoned salt, the Cajun seasoning, the onion powder, and the garlic salt. But if you notice, I'm just sprinkling a little bit of it, but I don't want to lose my flavor because I put more milk in here, and that's exactly what will probably happen, so you just want to make sure. All right, the rest of our cheese in there. Okay, that's good, right? Look at that. Quick dish, very quick dish. So it depends on where you get your crab from. If you take the crab out of the legs and the claws yourself, then that's different. But if you buy it, either jumbo lump crab meat or either just some crab meat in the little buckets they sell in the store, it's already done. If you buy it, then it's probably a lot quicker. But what I did on here is I actually took the crab meat out of the legs and claws myself, so it just really depends. And you can go with any size shrimp you want. So you want to go with 16, 20. Those are really big. Those are jumbo shrimp, 16, 20. So if you want to go with something smaller so that you get a bite of every shrimp, you get shrimp in every bite rather, then you could do that. If that's what you look for. I'm sorry, I covered this up with this bowl. I am so sorry. But you get the gist of it. I sprayed nonstick spray into this glass pan, and so now I just got the macaroni mixture down in the pan. And so from here, it's going to go into the oven, and then we'll come back because it needs to get stirred up and then some other stuff. So I have some other things to show you. So we'll be back after this. And so, of course, by now, the macaroni is in the oven. And by the way, it's in on 375 degrees for 30 minutes after you cover it. What you're going to do right here is you'll start getting everything ready because you'll need margarine or butter to dot it on the top. But you need your seafood. So here, I've got the crab meat and the shrimp ready to go. So have yourself some type of butter or margarine and something to stir the macaroni with. So that's going to be the most important part, is you want to move that macaroni around, and you're going to be able to put your seafood down in there so that you have seafood throughout the entire dish. Okay? So that's what we'll do now. We'll pull it out of the oven, and we'll do just what I just told you. All right, so after 30 minutes in the oven, this is what it looks like. So you see that aluminum foil up there to the left at the top? So actually, before I put the glass top on it, I covered it in aluminum foil so I could make sure it was covered really tightly, and then I put the glass top on it and put it in the oven. So this is what you will get after 30 minutes. So you're going to stir it around so it doesn't stick to the bottom. It looks like it's kind of trying to stick a little bit, even though I sprayed the pan. But as you can see, the cheese is melting, so the sauce is coming along very nicely, and that's what we're looking for right there. So this is the exact consistency that you're looking for. So you're looking for a really thick liquid consistency. So if it's any thicker than this, then you'll actually have to add something. But you followed the directions, or you watched what I did in the video, you shouldn't have to do that. What you should be able to do is come and stir it very well like I did. It looks like that. The macaroni is just about halfway cooked at this point, so all we have to do now is add the seafood, then we'll dot the top of it with either butter or margarine. So that's where we're going from here. All right, so you can do what I did and check it out, because that's what I did. Checked it out, so I wanted to see how far along the macaroni was. So actually I can tell you it's about halfway along as far as being done at this point. So you want to make sure you check too, because one of the most important things about this dish is you do not, and I repeated it 1,000 times, you do not want to overcook your macaroni. It's not good. It's going to ruin the dish if you do. Alright, so eyeball it here like I'm doing. So I'm going to put as much or as little seafood as you like. So it depends on how much you think you might like in here. So if you like a lot, then okay. But if you really a pasta person and you want the pasta to shine, then you won't put so much seafood. You'll put less because you want the pasta to outshine the seafood. Me, the ratio of seafood to pasta to me is okay. It can be a little more seafood. I'm a meat person, so that's fine. But I like to make sure my pasta is standing out as well. Alright, so at this point, we'll just stir this up, get everything covered really well here. So get it covered with the sauce, get everything evenly distributed in the macaroni. All right, because we're looking for seafood in every forkful. So every bite you take, you want to get macaroni and you want to get seafood. So that's why. Take your time and stir it. Make sure to go around the edges. Make sure you've got meat all around the edges too. You don't just want it in the middle. You just want to make sure. Alright, so just put dots of butter or margarine all over. You don't have to put so much either. You can put smaller dots of butter on here. It'll do the same thing. Actually, I stirred it in there a little bit. I just wanted it to be a little bit richer, a little bit creamier when it comes out. So, but if you want to, you can dot your butter on the top, same as you do regular macaroni and cheese in the oven. You can just put dots of it all over the top. It'll work out. Okay. So this margarine, of course, is just going to add another layer of flavor to this. That's what we're looking for. All right. Just another layer of flavor. And so now I'm going to take these jumbo shrimp and just lay some across the top of here. Woo. Yes, baby. I love mac and cheese and I love seafood. So you can't go wrong with that combination here. Yes. Alright, it is seafood mac and cheese, but if you just happen to be watching this video and you don't eat seafood, well, just remember you can take this same dish and you can use turkey or chicken. You don't necessarily have to use seafood. Seafood mac and cheese, but just change the name of yours. So it'll be turkey mac and cheese or chicken mac and cheese. It'll be whatever you like. So you make whatever you like. Yes. Alright, you have someone in your house that's allergic to seafood, then just take their macaroni out before you put the seafood in there, obviously. But I'm just saying. Okay. See, that looks good the way it is. So this is going to go back. Alright, it's going to go back into the oven. Now this time, it's going back into the oven uncovered. Don't put a top on it. It's going to go back in there for about 30 minutes again, or until you see that the cheese on there has browned somewhat. So it's going back into the oven after this layer of cheese. So exactly what I said. Don't change the setting on the stove. Keep it at 375. There's no need to lower it at all. Alright, so into the oven we go from here. And after that 30 minutes, we'll take it out. And you should have a perfectly cooked mac and cheese, baby. Perfectly cooked. Check that out. Now, that's what it looks like. As soon as we get it out of the oven, it's still bubbling. Look at that. It's still bubbling around the edges. Baby, as soon as you get it out, this is what it looks like. Yes. And it's so good. So good, everybody. Trust me on that one. That yes. Look at me. I'm frowning looking at it. Lord have mercy. Let me put the camera down on the mac and cheese while I'm scooping it out. How about that? Now I'm put the camera down on it, and then I'm about to taste it. Now, Lord knows, I'm telling you, this is still hot. I don't know how much blowing I can do while I'm digging down this mac and cheese. Look at that steam. But I'm telling you now that if I put that in my mouth, that is going to burn the hell out of me. So I'm telling y'all going to have to take my word for it. See, I just ate some. It's so good. Go make it yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody. See y'all next time. Couldn't help it. Had to come back and show myself eating it. As always, I appreciate you. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.